Hi, Wildcats. Here we are for day 2 of writing. I'm writing about a time that I went to New York City. And so for my main event, it was when we were waiting online to get into the theater. And what happened right before is that we went and had dinner at a ramen restaurant. So I drew my main event, I drew what happened right before. And then, in terms of writing, I wrote the beginning part of my story, which included the catchy opening and the setting. So now that I've done the beginning, today I'm working on drawing what happened at the end of my story, along with writing the middle part of my story and the end of my story. And so what ended up happening in my story, so we were waiting online, we were freaking out, we were like, oh no, we're not going to be able to make it in there on time, we're going to miss the beginning of the play. And after waiting a couple of minutes, we were able to get inside of the theater. We sat down and we missed nothing. So we were able to see all of the play, and it was fabulous, and we loved it. So in my story, I did have a problem, and my problem was that I wanted to be able to get into the theater to see the show, but we couldn't because there was this long, long line. And how my story ended is that we were able to go and see the play. So now I'm going to start writing the beginning part of my story. Let's see what I've written so far. I can't wait to see Chicago, I exclaimed. It was a cool spring evening. My friends and I were headed to New York City to see a play. Before we went to the theater, we ate dinner at a ramen restaurant. So after we were finished eating, we started walking to the theater. After we, finished eating, we walked to the theater. And when we got to the theater, we saw that there was a long line. A long line, and this made us feel very nervous. We were so nervous that we wouldn't get in. We thought we wouldn't get in. So here is the middle part of my story. So after we finished eating, we walked to the theater. When we got to the theater, we saw a long line. We were so nervous. We thought we wouldn't get in. So there's the middle part of my story that includes my problem. And so now I'm going to write the end of my story. And so after we waited in line for a couple of minutes, we were able to get into the theater, and we were able to get to our seats and watch the play. We were on time, and it was fabulous. So, finally, after a few minutes, we were able to go inside. We found our seats. Finally, after a few minutes, we were able to go inside. We found our seats. We didn't miss anything. We loved the play. And there is the end of my story. So finally, after a few minutes, we were able to go inside. We found our seats. We didn't miss anything. We loved the play. And so this is the end of my story. Just to recap what I did today I drew what happened at the end of my story. I wrote about the problem and I wrote the solution today. So you will be doing the same thing for your stories where you're writing about a time that you were surprised. Really looking forward to seeing those detailed pictures, those catchy openings, and that very neat handwriting. See you next week.